Yo, it's Sugi again. Didn't expect to make a second video today, but some news surfaced and I wanted to make a reaction video to that. So what happened is Riot Games bought their first gaming company, which is called the Radiant Entertainment. Earlier last year, they bought part of Curse, and I think they sold more of their shares to Tencent, who owns majority of Riot Games right now. I think not 100%, but something like maybe 70 or something. I don't remember the numbers right now, but that's irrelevant. So what is Radiant Entertainment? They're known from two games. They have Stonehearth, which is a game that's very similar to Minecraft, but it seems to be more of I would say has more crafting things on it. Like it's more depth in building and crafting, and has more advanced combat by the looks of it than Minecraft. But it's in the same niche genre. But it looks good. I haven't tried it, so I don't know much about it. I looked some videos for this video. Anyhow, they're gonna continue making Stonehearth, and just to be sure, they're not renaming their brand to Riot Games or anything. And the second game is Rising Thunder, which I have to talk about because it's a very important part of this whole context. Rising Thunder is a fighting game that has mecha characters, and was meant to be free to play fighting game. That's a kind of new concept aside from Killer Instinct. And I have a first impressions video about it on my channel. You should definitely check it out. But to summarize, I think it was a goodly polished game. It didn't have many characters and maps and stuff like that, but it had potential for sure. It looked good and worked well. Maybe the controls and movements were kind of slow paced for my opinion. I have a certain tastes when it comes to certain frame rates and stuff like that, how things work. I'm more into Smash, so I'm like casual trash and probably most of the fighting game community. But I do like games like Killer Instinct though. I really like that game. And let's talk about the problem here. So Rising Thunder will be closing the alpha on 18th, so you have 10 days to try the game out essentially, and then it's over and they're putting it to the graveyard. One thing I didn't like about this is, well, they could have given the game to somebody else. They could have given the IP to fans who could have continued it, make it a good game. I think it's just a great game as a concept going to waste. I think it had a good niche that it could have filled, but guess not. And now that team will move the Riot Games, and they will make a game with Riot. We don't know if it's a fighting game based on League of Legends IP. It could be totally something else. I believe it's going to be totally something else, a new IP by Riot. And because there's maybe, I don't want to say stigma, but maybe they don't want to associate every game with the League of Legends IP. That's what I think. And they're already working on a shooter game. And I don't like the idea that the game was, as I said, it was cut. It was cut. It was like those movies where they're climbing the fucking mountain and the rope is like fucking is like it's almost cut, and then the guy just pulls his scissors and cuts the fucking other people out and drops them in the fucking bottom of the mountain and they fucking die. You know that movie scene. You have it's get done multiple times. They cut the fucking rope. So that was I think it was pretty brutal because there was a lot of good fans for this game who were passionate about it. It wasn't totally fuck over or clown fiesta because they didn't have a Kickstarter or anything. It doesn't feel like everybody got betrayed or something, but I played it occasionally. I think it was a good game. I would have played it when it would have released more and they would have polished and added more content to it, but it's just a shame in my opinion that they do this. But maybe the new game is good. But here's the problem that I have, that it was acquired by Riot. Okay, so Riot, I have been very, vocal about how they run eSports especially. I have not that much problems how they run their games in terms of balance. I think they have done a good job with that, aside from current track record, but it's hard to balance game, granted. But I don't like how they run eSports stuff. I don't like how they influence the eSports market, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do what Blizzard is doing. So we have this problem in esports, which will happen in maybe 2 or 3 years. It's already happening. The jigsaws are on the move, or no, it's not. That's not how you say it. But anyhow, the problem is that you look at Blizzard. Okay, they have BlizzCon. You have Overwatch, StarCraft, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft Arena, and Heroes of the Storm. You have 5 different genres with 5 different games playing on esports level, and if you're kicked or banned from one game, you're banned from all of them. So they have a lot of control, and they have a certain of a monopoly over that scene. And this is what like other companies are trying to do. Hi-Rez, creators of Smite, have pushed this game out, Paladins, and they're going to be a lot similar situation where 2 games made by the same developer, both trying to break into esports. Then you have Valve, they have CSGO and Dota 2. Granted, they are not running a lot of events with the same games on them. Like, they could do something like ValveCon, which would have their own titles only. I mean, that could be something that they could do, but I don't think they want to. And then you have Microsoft doing a lot of things. They own Killer Instinct, they own Gigantic, and they recently did this one thing about like gaming monopoly, but that's a different topic. But this is what Riot is doing. They tried to assemble, now they have a FPS game, and now they have the fighting game, and sooner or later it's going to be a monopoly over certain titles being played on, like, the major publishers will have only the titles because they're trying to seize the market for themselves, and then they will have leverage over like certain companies like Evo, MLG, ESL, what is the new Frag? No, fuck man, I don't Fragbite. All those type of events and organizations that run events, they will have leverage over them because they can say you can't play our games at this event, we don't sanction this. And they will just run this monopoly thing, which is just bad because Riot has killed the grassroots level of the gaming part. No, it's almost impossible for a third-party organization to host Riot events these days. Only one is doing it is ESL, and I don't like that ideology. I don't like if you're out of Riot, you're out of everywhere. It's just a bad thing in my opinion that this is getting more monopolized in the esports aspect of things. But when we look at this thing, that one of the key developers who were working on Rising Thunder, Seth Killian, who was very known from Street Fighter, he was also on the PlayStation Battle Royale game, and he was also working on Rising Thunder. And he's a very revered fighting game expert and a developer, and he will be a very, very good guy and think he can pull a great product with Riot. But I'm just worried about the esport aspect of the game, how they will do the game, and I think I think from the new game probably will be good, but I think the esport aspect will be fucked, knowing what Riot esports department has done so many bad decisions and try to monopolize and emphasis all these crazy rules of like elo boosters or account levelers get like bans, year banned to the league, and they can't play the game anywhere because they can't because there's no sanctioned tournaments, and there's all this bullshit legal stuff that goes in with Riot, and I don't like that at all. I don't like monopolies in any type of a context usually, and just that this is just my thoughts about this whole situation, and hopefully I wish the game is good, but I hope perhaps Radiant will have more to say how they will run the esports side of the game, though. Well, actually they don't, because the new game is under Riot, not Radiant. Sorry about that. But thanks for watching this video. I don't really have anything else to say. Sad thing for Rising Thunder fans, but maybe the new game is better than Rising Thunder. Who knows? Subscribe, share, like, and I will see you later. Cheers.